Good evening, folks. Dropped all that shit. Nice. Good evening, Grace. How are you doing tonight? Sorry, just finishing up a really good series on Netflix. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, nifty. I hope everybody is doing well today. I've had a off day myself, but all in all, it was rather okay. Nice. Hope that mean it was nice and relaxing for you. Ah, just got done eating, so I'm fairly stuffed at the moment, but doesn't mean I won't have room for my standard nightly beverage. Fortunately, it won't be as cold as I would have liked because I completely forgot to put the other half in the freezer. But I do have one half in the fridge, so it should be good. I just gotta find my cup, which is right here. All right. I might actually have to take a moment to rinse it out, maybe. I don't know. Good evening, Colin. Good evening. How you doing? Hope all is well. Hope the Renaissance the event thingy is going well, or whatever. Forgot whatever thingy you were going to today. I know Jason and Molly won't be here. They may or may not pop in tonight, just because they are at the gathering or the other gathering. Forgot the name of it, but they're over there at that one. But I'm gonna have to go shoot a bird. Ah. Dinner tonight, just for those who are curious, was chicken carbonara once again. For $8, it's not a bad meal, honestly. Fills you fills up decently. I wish it had less peas and just a tad bit more chicken, but I guess that is what it is for proportions. Just got to deal with what you got to deal with. And again, like I said, for like $7, $8, it ain't bad. It's a pretty decent meal. It takes like 8 minutes to make it, and good to go. A lot faster than some fast food places, and a lot faster than a sit down restaurant. Ugh. So I guess and there's Cecilia. Good evening, Cecilia. Just finished explaining my dinner situation, so we are good to go for the night. I also do have some things to absorb, other things. Plus, I have a little bit of cookies left. Oh, I think I ate too fast. Ate my food, almost ate a half a bag of Doritos, and just had like a ton of Skittles. But I'm going to go rinse this one out real quick, and then I will be right back here on this in just a brief moment. So you guys get to stare at my icon for a bit. Beep. Oh, man. Smells like eggs in plastic. It smells like eggs in plastic. Just started my live stream, but present any fresh There is actually one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to run outside real quick. I want to show, take a picture of my parsley bush. Good evening, Deb. How's it going? I'm slightly away, but not quite away. I'll be right back again. Smells great in my house right now. Anyways, sorry, I had to go run outside to take a snapshot of something for y'all. So this is my parsley bush. Keep hitting the wrong button. That is my parsley bush that managed to make it throughout winter. It's not a celery bush because it's. I definitely know it's not celery just because of the way it's growing. I've checked out the base of it, and it's definitely celery. I mean, parsley. That thing's about a foot tall and about a foot wide each way. Maybe 14 inches wide. Yeah, it keeps like almost doubling in size every week. Like it was a little bush over the winter time, and that's how big it is now. So that thing is going crazy. It's a huge bush. Like that thing is just going. I'm not complaining. Nice. Let's see. What have we got here? Let's start down here. We'll see. Cecilia saying hi to me, to Grace, to Colin. Back the other way to Cecilia. Everyone's saying hi. Chicken carbonara because it's easy and it's at the moment I'm not sick of eating it. Although I do have the hiccups because I think I ate too fast. Colin went to the fair and won first in showmanship in the costume contest. Nice. Carbonara. What? Oh no, Deb's got to go to Walmart. All right, well, I guess I'd missed Deb for the brief moment she was here. Let's see, Colin won some D&D dice, a mini plastic dragon, miniature He-Man sword, a stick, and some cool stones. St. Deb, good luck to Deb. Walked over half a mile, which is good. Need to learn to walk more, even if it's around your yard. And yes, very shaggy bush. I gotta start harvesting off of that so I can start drying that so I can start getting the situated more on the seasoning packet, or seasonings. But yeah, so damn, I'm gonna have to leave again. I'm sorry. I have to go get my drink, the other one. I've got half of one half, but one half of the other half that I don't have a half of. I was not all that prepared today. To be dead honest, I was lackluster in preparedness. All right. Hopefully, I won't have to leave for a while at least until I finish my beverage. So, how's everybody's weekend going so far? From the sounds of it, so far, Colin had a fairly decent weekend. Won some stuff, saw some stuff, did some stuff, walked around some stuff, sat around some stuff. How's everybody else's weekend? Mine is long, as always. Whew. Need to loosen a notch on my belt, but I'm too lazy and I don't want to do it because everyone will be thinking I'm doing stuff below my table. Don't trip, don't trip, don't trip. Ugh. Steady hands are not as steady today. I'm getting there, I'm getting there. No, I didn't want anything. Ugh. I won the lottery of decent hair. That's what I won. That's the only thing I won. I won the lottery on full head of hair. Which I found out something really weird. Don't know if it's actually true. But they say like usually when you hit your teens, like mid-teens to mid like early 20s, like wherever your hairline's at, it'll stay there until you actually start losing hair. That's what I heard genetically. I don't know if that's actually true. But yeah, I mean, as you all can see, my hairline is not gone anywhere. I don't have a big ass forehead. Like that's my hairline normally, and then it goes there's like a little point that goes down to like right here. So like I actually have it's a weird hairline, and I know this is completely off topic for what we normally talk about, but I don't know, I just got on a weird tangent, so I was thinking about that. But yeah, I mean you can clearly see this side's a little weird, but I think that's just because where my hairline and my hair's laying. Like, but that's also you can see where I have hair. So I got very funny hair. But anyways, anywho's, I also did this because I got tired of looking. You have an effed up hairline. You just mad because I got more hair than you. Good evening, Blakeage. How are you doing, brother? My almost sinking in the lake partner. And then also left him on the boat ramp partner. The first time, not the second time. Blake, did you get the zipper fixed yet on the sleeve for the awning for the boat? I gotta ask. That is the end of it right there. I am holding the end of my hair. That's how far that goes. Nice. Finally got the boat zipper fixed. Blake the Forgetful. Or we shall name him Blake the Make Cliff walk up the hill 3 times. Still. The excursion sucked going up that hill, but man, it was still fun. It was still fun. And the fact that we almost sank the boat at one point because somebody forgot to set the boat trim down. They had it on transport instead of in the water, so we were we were trying to airboat that shit for a while. But anywho's, all right, I'm here now. It is gardening time. What questions do you have for me, Colin? Because I know you said you had some yesterday. Oh, it would have been. It's not both. It's one or the other. So if I was on the boat, you would have been on shore, and if you were on the boat, I would have been on shore. I would have been fishing, walking around, finding things. I might have walked all the way back to the campsite, to be honest, just because I would have been like, "Oop, I'm going over here." Don't know if I would have physically made it, but I mean, it would have been interesting to try, at least from that side. But, meh, either way. Uh, I don't know, because I was just bored going for a title here, and to be dead honest, I was just like, part 10,000. That's all I had in mind, and I just punched random numbers on my keypad, and that's what happened. Is it a foot tall sticking out of the dirt? And how big is your pot is the question, because as they get vertical, you want to stack soil kind of the same, and it'll send out nodes if it's the determinant potato. If it's the determinant, it'll send out roots, like it'll tier stack those things. If it's the indeterminate, it'll just set potatoes where the rootstock is at. I think that's how that works. Oh, so you got a pot that's 12 by 12 essentially. Yeah, I think on that one you would have been better off just filling it almost pretty much to the top, sticking the potato in about wrist deep, and then just burying it and letting it go. I believe most of your store-bought potatoes are indeterminate, so they'll grow potatoes around the root base. But it depends on the potato itself. Sometimes they're weird, sometimes they do funny things, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. As for the corn, just let it go and let it do what it's doing. Yeah, the potatoes will leaf pretty quick. That thing will almost send out leaves almost the instant it touches sunlight. It'll send out the little tuber, the root, or whatever. Actually, no, it's not even a tuber, because the rest of it would go down. So what is it? I guess the stem. Once it sends a stem out, once that thing's like 2 inches tall, it starts pooping out leaves. One corn stalk is covered. No. Let it grow a little higher, and then add to the next set of leaves. But again, if you don't have a lot of room to put dirt in the pot, I wouldn't get too stir crazy with it, because you might not have enough room in the pot for it to do a lot. 32 quart pots, I think, is what, God, forgot his name. Simplified Gardening. He specifically uses tree pots, but they're 32 quart pots. Then yeah, you should be able to fill it once it starts getting there. Once it gets to a certain point, just fill it the rest of the way and you might be all right. Assuming you actually have dirt to fill it. And now I can't remember the guy's actual name. But yeah, Simplified Gardening. He does the 32 quart pots. They're big old black like nursery pots. Now there's a difference between potting soil and actual soil. You might want to mix your potting soil with compost. If you can get like a small bag of compost, use the potting soil and the compost mix. It will actually make a pretty decent soil. Because your potting mix is it's that loose, light, fluffy crap that you get a lot of the times with the plants you buy from the stores, like the decorative plants. That's that stuff that if you wait 2 days, stuff dries out and turns into a brick. That's potting soil. Like everything you get the decorative plants in. Most of that stuff is not in soil. It's all potting because potting soil is dirt cheap, literally dirt cheap. It's essentially shredded fibers and some perlite with a little bit of soil in it, and that's about it. You're really not going for growth. You're going for longevity of plant that's already established with a lot of that. But there's ways around it. I always take the potting soil and I always mix it, like I said, with compost and actual like topsoil mixes. I'll do it that way. That's usually how I get some fairly decent soil. Retains water quite a bit, surprisingly. I could actually go show you guys an example right now. I just don't feel like getting up again. I just kind of want to sit here for a bit. And then your corn. If your corn, how tall is your corn stalk? And how big of a planter is that in? So the corn is just over a foot or a first. Let's see. Trying to think. Because you want the corn stalk pretty tall before you plant your peas and your squash. But again, depends on the size of the planter. Oh, so the planters. Oh, so you got two planters that are the same size. I just thought of something. I wonder if that would work. Oh, I'm going to have to go buy another one just to try and experiment. I have a planter. It's currently full of soil because I had to make some stuff up for the other bed. But yeah, I think I just thought of something. I'm going to try to do mini Three Sisters. I mean, I'm going to do that in my yard in a few spots, but I'm going to try a mini portable version. That's going to be really interesting. Because I have those 19 quart pots. Those terracotta ones with the little side handle. I just thought of, since we're talking about corn and I'm sitting here thinking about beans and squash, one corn stalk in the middle, three beans around it, and then around that I want to put 3 squash. So I wonder if that container would be able to handle all that. That's a lot of roots and a lot of nutrients. But I wonder if I can do that way, a little mini one. Basically be like a 16-inch by 14-inch pot that I can just move anywhere I want. Man. That will be an interesting test. I now have a challenge for myself. Woo-hoo-hoo. That'll be fun. I got an extra pot. I bought an extra pot, a planter. Sorry, I keep saying pot. I bought an extra planter, and I forgot the reason originally why I bought it. So, yeah. Literally forgot why I bought it. Well, okay, I didn't really forget why I bought it. I don't like having odd numbers of planters unless I'm setting up for a specific. Uh, if I have a setup that I have in mind that specifically requires to have an odd number of planters, that's the only time I do it. I like to have things in even numbers, which I know full well I don't anymore because I've lost a lot of planters over the years. Sun degradation, all that just wear out over time. So, not all of my planters are matched anymore. Some of them break, bottom saucer breaks, whatever. I got to throw the planter away or utilize it for something else, or cut the top 4 inches off because the top 4 inches is dry rotted in the sun. And I got to, salvage what I can to at least get an 8 or 10 inch pot out of it. But I will be attempting to try one more thing because I got it last year at my local dollar store or Dollar General, which I'm sad to say, my Dollar General right down the street went out of business. I think loss prevention was so bad over there that they were just like, the corporate office deemed that store was non-profitable and shut her down. I wish I would have known that because I would have went and bought out the entire seed stock and a lot of their garden supplies had I known they were going to go out of business this summer or this spring. I think I missed it by like a week. I don't go over there all that often. So, yeah, it kind of sucked. A little disappointed there, but it is what it is. Now, unfortunately, I am sandwiched in between two of them. I have one right down the street, and then I have another one up the street, about 5-6 minutes away. I have not had a chance to do anything. I have been already I've already been busy. Building garden beds, prepping soil, getting plants outside, spraying off scale, clearing out my greenhouse little by little. Every day I take a plant or 2 or 3 out because my weather is already in the 40s at night, like the mid 40s at night, so I'm not worried about my plants freezing. And at the moment, I think shipping to Canada is going to be a pain in the ass due to stupid orange Dorito in office. I don't know. I really don't. I'm trying to get stuff together, but I can only do so much because I do work. I'm a blue collar worker, so I do work constantly. Even on my days off, I don't stop working. If it wasn't for Wednesdays and Thursdays lives, I would stay outside until the sun went down. Because I get sick of being inside buildings all day long. I'm in a building 5 days a week. Then my house, or the house, the rest of the time, I like to try to be outside. I'm probably not nearly as claustrophobic or homebound as Colin, but at the same time, I just want to be outside gardening. I straight up just want to be outside gardening. If I could afford it, I would just straight quit my job and just try to see if I could make a living off of doing gardening stuff. I personally think I can do it within 6 to 8 months, I think I could do it. But I have to have at least a 6 to 8 month overhead in order to do it. Well, to be fair, Cecilia, I mean, even if I do send stuff out, you don't really have anywhere to put anything. You've got I believe you have a small amount of space in the front on the porch, which, if I'm not mistaken, your neighbors keep stealing your shit. And the raccoons and other things keep getting into the rest of your stuff, and then the backyard, from what I've seen in the few videos that I've managed to catch, is a little bit in shambles. Needs a little bit of TLC back there, and you gotta get a tree crew out there to get that cherry tree trimmed. Well, if I'm going to send anything, it's going to have to be marked as a gift. Hopefully, it won't get stopped by stupid customs. But that's not even the problem. There's the discontent now that's being caused between Canada and U.S. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have the stuff. I just gotta out of envelope. I gotta find the bag of soap. It's buried back here under, God, all kinds of stuff. Food, supplies, snacks, gardening supplies, rope. It's back there somewhere. I still have it. I gotta find everything again. I moved all my stuff out of my window to get my air conditioner set up, and I misplaced where I stuck all the envelopes for everybody's stuff. So now I have to find everything again. So I don't know where anything went now. I've got too much crap in here, and I need my own personal. I need a house. I need a 3-bedroom house, so I can get all this stuff spread out, so I can find things. Yeah, I honestly I don't know when I'll be able to at this point. I am overwhelmed and understaffed, so to speak. All right, I got you on that one, Grace. Understood. Plus, once I'm able to get chickens, that's gonna take even more of my time. I'm gonna have less time for more time. I'm gonna less time to have time to do stuff. I've forgotten a lot of things, like why I'm here today, why I get up in the morning. Yeah, I'm not doing a 24-hour live feed. My camera wouldn't even last that long, and this thing wouldn't do it either because I've got my thing set to unlimited for the time on the background for my thing to turn off, and it shuts off after like 2 hours. So unless I had like a dedicated camera that I could just live stream wirelessly, I can do it that way, but I'm not spending $1,500 on a DSLR to do that. I don't have the monetary funds or means to do it. I mean, I would if my channel was getting somewhere, but it's not. I'm at a slow crawl just to get to 600. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of go with what it, I just do as I can with what I got. I need to stop getting stuff is what I need to stop doing. Oh, and speaking of which, got a quick little thingy to open up real quick. I forgot about this. So it's just sitting over here staring at me. And then we'll go right back to talking about things in the garden. Or things not in the garden. Probably. Well, that was one of the goals, was to, when I got to 600, I was going to do gardening stuff giveaway, but nobody wanted to give me. I couldn't get to 600, so that just kind of went out the window. Yeah, garbage. Hey, Kickstarter. Oh, I hate these. I hate these packet books. They're not as convenient as the. What the hell? Oh my God. They're not as convenient as the playing cards. Alright, well, at least I know what I got in this one. junk I already got. Yeah, I got another Roland Welker signature card. Yeah, got a File Micro Tool, Mini Dog Tag 1. That's like my third or I think I have like 4 of these things now. One of them's actually attached to my pocket. Good evening, Dan. How's it going? And this is actually my second or third one of these that I've gotten. Spear card / knife / spinner / double hook and 2 needles. Yeah, I could have gotten another set of out of this one. I don't know. I'd probably use it for something or do a giveaway on this. Who knows? Like I said, I got 2 or 3 of those now, and I don't like these books. Like, I don't like them. I like the material they're made on. Other than that, I don't like the physical aspect of having to have a little book where I could have gotten all of that information on a standard playing card like this. I like them when they're in this form. I think they're a little bit more convenient. I know it's probably a little bit more costly for them to print them that way, but that's just my current opinion. Ooh, nice. Dan's hanging out fireside. Yes, it is an arrowhead, spear style arrowhead. Jesus. Oh, God. And then as always, the little foamy insert. Which I suppose in a fishing situation would work good. You just wrap it and you got a piece of foam that'll float on the water. Use it as a bobber. Or you can use it as a piece of bait. Just throw it out there and kind of like a fly. See what bites it and whatever munches on it hopefully swallows it and you can yank on it and catch a fish. Yeah, well, I just don't think they've got anything new coming up right now. They might have for the new season, but sometimes you just get repeats every once in a while. I've got a couple of repeats. I don't mind some of the smaller dog tag ones, like the little mini ones. I don't mind getting a lot of the repeats on those ones because you can get 4, 5, 6, 8 of those things on a keychain, and they still don't weigh almost nothing. If you have to get a piece of Ranger band around them, or even a rubber band, just wrap it around there a couple of times. Good to go. You can even if you have to get like a little strip of heat tape, but make sure you get the the non-adhesive version, because if you get the adhesive version and you shrink wrap that on there or heat shrink that tube on there, you ain't never getting it off. They're all permanently stuck to each other at that point. But yeah, shrink tubing, just cut a little 1/4-inch piece off and slide it on there and just kind of heat it up so it stays on there. And then you're good to go. They don't make any noise. And like I said, they don't take up a lot of space. I'd show you, but I throw all my stuff back there on that shelf. Yeah, I got rid of this the other day before work, and then I just have to shave the top of it. I'm debating, I'm having an internal struggle whether or not I should just shave it all off and start from scratch. See how long it takes me to get my hair this long again. But at the same time, I don't want to. But I do want to, but I don't. Again, internal struggle. The monologue is real inside my brain. But, alright, that aside, all of that gone down the hill. I hope everybody enjoyed the video that I recently put out on... Did I put it out Friday? I think I put it out yesterday. everybody enjoyed it. Hope everyone got good information on soil layering. At least that's how I did it. Now, mind you, most of that, once I was done, I mixed it all together. I just wanted to show you guys like a layering method on how to do it, just in case you wanted to. But yeah, I figured, why not? I'll have a little fun with this. I'll do something sort of intelligent on a video. Mind you, the video was a little longer than I would have liked, but I got off track on something and just kept going. I even had more stuff planted I was going to show you guys, but I was like, my video's already getting long-winded as it is, and I don't think anyone's going to sit there and watch a 20-minute gardening video from a guy who doesn't even have 600 subs. So I tried to make it short and sweet. Yeah, I did get a few comments on it. I do apologize for not responding. Most of those comments I did not see till like 1 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, my brain was, at that point, it was too late to send a reply because nobody's going to see until they wake up. Oh, sorry, I'm all tired all of a sudden. 8, now I want to go to sleep. Yay me. Yay me. But I did get a bunch of things planted. That's why I don't deal with mine. Once they hit that position, I no longer have contact with them. They no longer exist in my book. It's like burning a bridge. You stay on the end of that bridge while I burn this half. You can stay over there. I ain't got time for that noise. None of it. None whatsoever. Dearly departed, we are not gathered here today. You are gathered over there, and I'm gathered over this way. So as I said in the video, I ended up doing the entire planter. I just filled it with potatoes. They're like 6-8 inches apart. I think I got, originally had 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. I think I put 24 potatoes in there, I think is what I got on that one. So planted 24 potatoes. I'll see how well they do in an 8-inch growing dirt. Actually, it's going to be less than that because I had to put them below the surface just a bit. So 6 inches. They were, I think, just russets. Standard brown potatoes you get at the store. My mom brought back a whole bunch of them from school because they were starting to grow little sprouties, and I said, screw it, and I just planted them. I also planted 2 extra onions, which I showed in the video. Those ones had some long stems on them. They were going absolutely crazy, so I planted them next to my other 2. They'll most likely rot out at some point, and then I'll have brand new fresh onions. I got to check on my other onions. I wonder how those ones are doing. The ones I planted them behind. I have planted onions in random sections of the yard. I still have 2 bags of seed onions over here, both sweet and yellow, that I got to figure out a spot to place. I have not started on my sweet potatoes yet. I still have a box full with little tiny ones. I don't know if they're going to be viable for planting. We'll see. I also now have to figure out a spot to plant them because I planted bell peppers in 3 locations. I did carrots in 1 section. I planted my cowpeas on one of my trellises. I did those on the same trellis. I did them in the big bin and then the bottom bin. So in the little planter on the bottom side, I put about, what did I put in there? 8 or so in one, 9 in one, 5 and 4. Yeah, 9 in one, like 12 in the other. And that's just on one side. So I've got 1 bin completely already done, set up, ready to go. Oh, they like to climb, but they'll grow on the ground just as fast. The thing is when you do them in the ground, they'll set roots and they'll start growing more. So you can just let them. You can plant one sweet potato and get a whole field full. Like I planted three halves of sweet potatoes in one planter, and I was digging down like 2 feet, and I was still pulling out sweet potatoes. Mind you, they were like what you would consider a root, but still, even a sweet potato root, I mean, that's still a sweet potato technically. So, shriveled up dog turd of a sweet potato, still a free sweet potato. Can't really do much. You can do them like soups, or you can just bake them the way they are and just eat them that way. But I mean, considering I only grew sweet potatoes once and I got some decent sweet potatoes out of that, I'm not gonna say that they're hard to grow. In a way, Grace, yes. So that would be you would basically you plant your sweet potato and then you would take the vines as they start growing and you can cut the vine and plant the vine. And then the vine itself will actually grow a root node and eventually you will get a sweet potato from that. That's what I believe that's correct. Let me double check. Yes, yeah. So it's essentially like the leaves or the roots, the leaf stalk or the vine stalk. You just cut them, throw it in water, and you can start growing more potatoes that way. So yes, I was correct. So I can do this for you guys. Let me where share screen. Let me do this for you. So these are sweet potato slips. So essentially, you get the sweet potato vine, and you just cut it off and throw it in water, and you start getting these. Once you start getting the root nodes, you can plant this in your ground, and they will just take off, and eventually you will get something like that. Nothing, did that change out? Yep. So you'll eventually get something like this off their off the slips. It's how a lot of farmers, how a lot of gardeners. Yep. It's basically transplantable. Transplantable root nodes. I mean, essentially, you can say the same thing. You can get slips from a lot of things, but it's more commonly used when it refers to like sweet potatoes and spider plants. Yeah, just throw it. You don't even, and the thing is, you don't even bury the sweet potato. You just put it like half in dirt and just water it. As long as the content to the mixture that it's sitting in is moist, you can get those things will just keep going until the potato completely rots out. Um, yes, kind of similar to strawberries, except for the only difference with strawberries is you're only going to get about 2 to 3 decent root stalks off of the mother plant. Anything past that puts too much stress on the mother plant. So I usually only let mine go to like 2 or 3, and sometimes 3, depending on the size of the mother plant. And then I will just cut off just halfway in between each node. I just cut them off in half. Don't cut them near the ends because it stresses the plant out. But yeah, I just always cut them in the middle-ish, and then I plant them that way. And the only reason why I do them that way is because I use pins. So the little tethers that are on there, I use the tethers to pin them down so they stay in the dirt. They don't fall over. And then I usually get a decent crop of strawberries. I've been growing strawberries that way for years off the same plants, off the plants that were already here on the property. I just keep cloning them, and they just keep going. Yep. Yeah, sweet potatoes go crazy. Yep. Uh, well, the only reason why I know sweet potatoes is one, I've only grown them one time, but I've done a little bit of I've done a decent amount of research on her. When I was planning on doing them, I probably watched, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 hours worth of YouTube videos, like YouTube gardening videos for just specifically sweet potatoes. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I got sweet potatoes. I'm going to throw them in the ground. And yeah, they took over my garden. They took over one garden bed. So if you've got narrow space, my best recommendation for sweet potatoes, if you want to get a lot of vine, grow it on the fence. Plant a potato every foot and just let it climb the fence. That thing will take over. You will have unlimited leafage, unlimited possibilities of transplants, because those things just go. And they do not like to be, they don't slow down. You can cut the end of that thing off of one vine. You can cut the end of that thing and it just keeps going. It don't care. It'll stop where you cut it, wherever the nearest leaf node is at. It'll set off an entirely new branch that way. So if you cut it off like an inch or two past a leaf, just to stop it from growing too long, where that last leaf is at, it'll send out another branch or node, and it'll just keep going. It just sends out another. It's like a fork in the road that pretty much doesn't end. But I mean, it's the same with a lot of plants, though. You cut them off, and they'll grow where the nearest leaf node, or I just call them leaf nodes because that's essentially where the leaf comes out of. So, yeah, a lot of plants do that. Sweet potatoes, they are notoriously vigorous for growth. A little bit of water, a little bit of sun, and whoop, there goes everything. They do work great if you want to use them for like shade. Like if you have like a short arbor, plant like 2 or 3 sweet potatoes around the base of the arbor, or even in a planter, and they'll climb up the legs of the poles, and then you can, if you're smart and you get them to sprawl out, you can cover an entire arbor with nothing but sweet potato vines, and if you really want to, you could just get to the bottom, just chop off the bottoms, and those will stay green for a long time. They are fairly almost. I want to say they're almost like a succulent when it comes to propagation. You can just cut it off and leave it for like 2-3 days, and for some reason they don't wilt. From what I've seen, you just, like I said, you just stick it in a glass of water, jar of water, whatever. Leave it out in the indirect sunlight, and within a couple of days, you should start seeing little nodes. So I think within like a week, you'll start seeing little feet or little furs popping off. Yeah, sweet potatoes are fun to grow. I don't like eating them. I don't like the taste of them, but other people do. So I grow them for other people. I don't know. Is that not, again? I've said it before. A lot of the times on my lives, I don't necessarily grow stuff for my benefit. I grow stuff for other people because I have fun doing it. I enjoy doing it, and the more I grow, the less I have to pay for. And I cannot wait for my apples this year. My apple trees from last year, the 2 that I have in the big ceramic blue planters in the backyard. I've never liked the taste of them. They taste funny to me. They taste really weird. It's like a cross between a radish and a beet. I don't like it. Sorry. Neither, if I can get enough of them just to eat. Yep, that'd be the purple sweet potatoes. They have almost like rounded. It's a rounded heart, very very minute point with like a very almost indistinguishable, like heart-shaped leaf. But yeah, you know since you grew it, and those things, they just grow really, really fast. They're almost, yeah, I would say almost, if not faster than spider plants. Spider plants just take off. But yeah, I know. Saying I'm looking forward to my apples this year. I have, God, dozens upon dozens of blooms on my tree this year, which tells me my tree is super healthy, despite the fact that I've chopped off some good sized branches. My other tree, the one that I did the espalier, where I stretched it out on my runners. I'll see what that one does this year. I might not get anything off of that one for another year or two, which I think I'll be okay with. Because if my other two go haywire this year, I'm going to have way too many apples. Might just start giving apples away for people. And then my cherry trees, those aren't doing anything yet, but cherries take a little while. I did kind of transplant them late in the season, so I'm hoping I don't transplant shock them and they just keep going. It'll be very nice to see what I can get for cherry trees this season. And my almond trees, I don't know about those ones. They were Newmont's almonds or something like that. What the hell were they called? Knee Plus almonds. We'll see if those actually do anything. I can make a spicy apple butter jelly. Yeah, I could probably do dehydrated fruit chips. Apple crisps. No, coffee crisps are amazing. To be honest, I've never really been a fan of fruit rings. I don't know why. They just taste leathery and rubbery. But here's the thing. If I can get enough apples, I might consider buying an apple press and going that route. Because, I mean, once I have all the smashed pulped apples, I can just chuck them in the compost bin. And hopefully that'll, God damn it. Nose is being weird. Even though I feel fine and I can breathe just perfectly. Figured out what the problem was. Fan down on the bottom, stirring up all the dust in my room. That's what was causing a lot of my sinus issues. So I just use this when it gets too hot. I'll run it for about 10-15 minutes and then I shut it off. It's already 74 degrees inside my room and it's 82 degrees outside in the greenhouse. I had that thing up to like 110 the other day, just sitting out in the sun. I was like, Jesus. I had the door and the vent open, wide open. And I had that little fan, which I'm using, by the way. That little battery fan, the little green one that I showed you guys. Thing's been sitting in the greenhouse. Every couple of days, I just charge it up and I run it in there. Speaking of which, I probably need to go outside and turn that off here soon. Ooh. Red hot candies. Ooh, that would have been interesting. That would have been a very interesting taste. But yes, I am 100% honest. Looking forward to at least eating one apple off my tree this year. I do have my nets, so if I have to, once they're done doing what they need to do and I start seeing fruit, I'm going to put damn net over there to keep the birds and hopefully the damn squirrel from trying to eat my apples. I might just go get one of those janky windmill things that's taken in the pot with my tree and let that just buzz around in the wind when the wind blows, and hopefully it'll keep the bugs and rodents off of there. I don't know. We'll see. Got a lot of stuff going this year, and I'm not anywhere near enough, ready enough for any of it. I need at least 2 solid people to help me get everything situated, started, and going. It's hard to do a lot of it when I only have 2 days of work to get everything accomplished. Now, bear in mind, I do have after shift. When I get home, I usually work for about an hour to 2 hours, depending on the day and whether or not I have to go to a live stream. If I didn't have so many live streams to go to every week, I would, like I said, I'd be outside until the sun went down. And I currently have about 30 minutes worth of sunlight before it's 0 dark 30 outside. Because, yeah, I don't know, there's something about just spending, it's a zen thing. Connecting with the earth, just sitting out there, just messing with the dirt, planting stuff. I've been planting various things here and there throughout the yard. Planted eggplant yesterday. Forgot to put the labels on there, so I did that today. I think I have those planted in 2 spots. Shit, do I? I do. Yep, see, Cecilia's already at 0 dark 30. So yeah, so the other place I did plant eggplant was my other whiskey barrel that I have in the front by my back bin, in between the 2 that I just made, and then my other archway one. That one is, I basically just sprinkled them all on the top of it because they were seeds from a thing I had, and then I covered it with like 1/4-inch layer of dirt, like straight just dirt, sand. Watered it, and we'll see what happens. If they grow in there, I'm going to be shocked considering majority of that barrel is compost materials. I've got leaves in there, bark, sticks, twigs, stuff from my mulcher, raked up just random bits of stuff that I've chewed up here and there. Filled that pretty much 90% of the way. I think I got a little bit of hay in there and some like viney sticks from all of my creeper plants, all of my vining plants in the back. Haven't had a chance to fix it yet. I can't put that one up until I get all of the stuff separated and organized off of the top of it. I currently have like 25 fence posts and 4 pallets just kind of propped up on and around it. I got to get those all disassembled and taken apart, get all that stuff reorganized, and then I got to work on flattening the ground. And then I can start working. Basically, I just have a ton of stuff I got to get done in that spot. And I think in order for me to put it where I want it, I have to move one of my silver planters. So one of my cattle troughs has to move. One of them is fine. It'll sit just inside the doorway. But I think the other one right where it's sitting is going to be right in the way. And those things are heavier than heck to move. Even when they're dry, they weigh like 250 plus pounds. I mean, I can drag it and move it. I can get it up onto something to move it. But again, those things are heavy. And I'm already starting to water them so I can start planting. Yes. I did check on that while I was at the store today, and I am sad to say I'm starting to get pissed at the price of meat. Gas is starting to get back up there in price. I think I paid $2.68 for premium. No, I paid $2.49 for 88. And then my beef prices for a pound of hamburger is $5.30 to $10. 96.4 was $9.99 a pound. The 86.14 or blah, whatever it is, was $5.30 a pound. Nothing cheaper than that. Nothing. $5.30 a pound was the cheapest I found. Which made me mad. Because I have a bunch of Sloppy Joe mix. I was going to make Sloppy Joes. But now I don't even think I can do that. Freaking ground beef is too damn expensive. At least chicken is still cheap. Yeah, same here. And then it was like $1.19 a pound. Then it went up to like $1.35. And even at $1.35 a pound, that was still pretty damn cheap. I even considered it cheap when it was like $2 a pound. But this $5 and $10 for freaking it's load of horse shit. I used to be able to buy the 5-pound bag sleeves for like $6.99. Now each one of those is like $12 or $15. I gotta stop holding this. It's getting hot. I might actually have to turn that thing on just for a bit. It's getting warm in here. Problem is I don't have anywhere to stick that much ground beef. I don't have a big freezer. I don't have a well freezer. And even if I did, I don't really have anywhere to put it in the house. It would have to go outside or in the shed, which I don't have any room in that thing either. That is the only problem I have, is I do not have the space. Because again, my living situation is not 100% ideal. It's better than being homeless. God, I look dead today. I look like I got punched in both eyes. I'll stock up on pasta because I know pasta doesn't really go bad. It's already dry. What's the worst that it can do? Get drier? So, I does what I does with what I has. And I'm starting to run out of... I need to get all my sprinkler stuff or my garden stuff outside. That'll free up a little bit of extra room in here. Again, I don't have freezer space. My freezer in my little tiny mini fridge, that's usually always full. I've always got frozen stuff in there. Pizzas, sausages, what have you, ice cubes. And then the house fridge, that freezer's always full too. So I really don't have anywhere. If I had a spot to stick a well freezer, I would, but I don't. Don't have anywhere to put one. And it's just an awkward thing to have directly inside of one's house. It's usually like a basement or a garage kind of thing. Or if you have a separated shed, you throw it in there, but our separated shed is chock full of furniture, tools, cabinets, all kinds of stuff. I don't have room. I have more room when I have less room, but less room when I have more room. And when I have room, I don't have enough room. One of those weird ones. But yeah. So anyways. I don't have anywhere. That's why I don't have patience for canning right now. Thought about it, but I got to put the cans somewhere. Which means I have to find somewhere to put the cans. And I can't put them in here because that thing's full of stuff. That's where I sleep. The bottom of this is already full of stuff. I got like 6 containers under there just chock full of other stuff. I mean, you can see right here, that's a window ledge. I got that's full. Everything back here is full. The floor behind this is full. I got the floor down here on this side's full. I even have the desk that I'm set up on. I've only got half of the space on here because the back half of it I've got more containers full of food and all my seed stock down there and other things. I got too much, way too much. And the shelves behind me are plumb full of stuff. Probably get rid of some of that crap now. I don't need most of it anymore. But I'm not getting rid of my posters because some of them posters are like $100 a piece now. Yeah, dude, I don't have time for a yard sale. Everybody does yard sales on the weekends. I work on the weekends. That's why I don't go to yard sales. And I'm not going to have a yard sale during the week because I've got other things to do. I've got garden beds to make, things to plant, plants to maintain and tend to, and various other construction projects throughout the yard. Got to try to improve the look of my yard. The better my yard looks, the more the value of the house goes up. Who is launching fireworks outside? Like, why? 4th of July is like, we still have a long ways to go. It's like 3.5 months. Yeah, fireworks. Must be a party or something, because those are mortars. I think between the temperature of my inside of my yard, and my house, to my room, and this beverage, I'm getting a little toasty. But hey, you know what? I'm still here with everybody because everybody loves me, or at least the 5 people that are here love me. Tried to convince Jason to tell everybody, hey, go check me out while he was over there, but can't force people to watch YouTube, especially if you're in an area that may or may not have signal. And I miss all my other people. Like everybody, I miss everybody. Even Rob's not here. The other Rob. Rob double B. 2B Rob. We got 1B Rob, 2B Rob. 2B Rob is not here. Also, I haven't seen Heath on my channel in forever. That would be Frontier Survival. But he's busy. Everybody's busy. Johnny's always busy. Mallory's always busy. Jesse never comes onto my channel. He doesn't like me. I'm apparently not drunk enough. But then again, majority of the people that go to those channels are usually outdoor people. I am crawling away from the outdoors community, to be dead honest, folks. I'm trying to lean more toward the gardening side now at this point. Because that I can do. I don't have to drive 4 hours to go camping for an overnighter, when I can just walk outside 20 feet and have fun gardening out in the sun, roasting my butt off. Getting starting earlier. I'm already starting to get my pre-tan going. Except for the bottom, but yeah, I'm starting to get my pre-tan. Spent the last 4 days outside just baking in the sun. And it's not even midsummer yet. It is still the beginning. And we're already almost at 90. I knew this was going to be a hot year, but I also still really feel it in my bones. I feel for some reason I'm going to have a good crop year on most of my plants. I think the only one that's going to piss me off this year is my blackberries. Got those good for like 2 years, and then they just kind of quit on me. I'm hoping my golden raspberries. That one actually did me pretty good the other year, last year. I got a lot off of that one plant. I had one vine that somehow made it, and I probably got about a pound of golden raspberries off of that one stem, which I was actually shocked on. So I did manage to get another golden raspberry. We'll see if that plant stem does anything. I think that's dead. I think I got a bad one. I don't know. The tree thingy that I was working on, my tree grafting method, absolute failure. 100% absolute failure. I know exactly what I did wrong. Won't be doing that again. You cannot just take a tree cutting, stick it in the dirt, add water, and hope to do something with it. You have to root propagate them first. And I think the way I'm going to do it next time, I'm going to test it to see if that theory works, is I'm going to put a collar on there, around about an inch up, make a collar, and then I'm just going to stick it in the water. And hopefully by some miracle, I can start getting roots off of that. We'll see. We'll see if I've got another test going right now for the pine tree. I had like 3 or 4 branch cuttings in a container of water that I was growing my pineapple stem in, before I planted it. So planted my pineapple stem, and now we're set. My pineapple, the outer leaves are starting to die back, but doesn't sound right, because if you watch Hickory Croft Farms stuff, they've got blackberry bushes, and those things are just going. They just go crazy. I think it's possible I'm just letting mine get too long, and they're spending all of their energy into growing vines or whatnot, instead of sitting there trying to propagate fruit. You're also supposed to fertilize them like right before spring. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to start over. I might have to get something that runs as a bush. I got to do something. I don't like blackberries. Again, but that doesn't mean I can't do anything with blackberries and enjoy the after effect. Blackberry jam, if I had to. Oh man, if I had enough, I'd do a blackberry wine or a blackberry liquor. That would be interesting. Blackberry liquor. Ooh. That would be sweet. That'd be really sweet. Well, I know for raspberries, it's for the most part, raspberries will send out one new cane, grow on that cane, and then it kind of dies off. Also depends on the variety of raspberry. I have the prickly, cactus, stem, thorny ass, stickery little buggers, and they will produce on new stalks and new stalks only. It's a weird plant. So I've trimmed everything off this year. I'm just waiting for my plant to take off. Probably need to water it next week and give it a little bit of fertilizer, and we shall see what happens with that one. But again, it's all about making little microclimates. A lot of the times it's microclimates here, microclimate there. The more little microclimates you have, the easier it is for a lot of plants to grow in those areas, because they have their own temperature range. I've got multiple trellises that I've got to modify and get set up. Well, okay, I've got one that's done. I just need to move it to a new spot. I just don't know where to put it now. I have a 2x1x6 trough that I got to figure out what to do with next. I don't know where to put that one. Right now, it's just holding all the bark, the mulch choppings that I made from the tree, or all my sticks when I made the making some sticks video. I still have all of that. So that thing's like half full of those things still. If I could find a way to get those to break down and compost wicked fast, I would do it. But it won't because they're 7/8 sticks, chunks, pieces. Or sorry, 1 7/8 or 1 3/4, something like that. They're fairly large pieces. They don't break down as fast. They're starting to fall apart, but it's only because they're drying out and the wood material is separating. Or, sorry, the rings are separating, or the layers. So, I got all of that, and then I got all of the grass shoots from my neighbor's yard. I got to chop all those up, too. But I think I'm going to leave them on her side so she can use them for mulch covering on for her beds. Which I got to help with that, too. This is why I never have time to do anything. Because I'm back and forth between work, doing garden work, and helping my neighbor do yard work. And I have tons of soil over there that I got for her that I picked up during the winter sale. Most of that went over there. I did miscalculate how much stuff I needed, but at the same time, I wasn't going to. I just told her it was $20, even though most of that was about $45, $50 worth of stuff. But I just told her 20. I don't really care. She's on a budget, limited financial budget, so it's easier for me to get stuff for her. Because, especially considering I work right next door to Home Depot, I literally like a half a block away. So I just pick stuff up, drag it over, and just be like, hey, I'm going to drop this off at your house. And then I just do it. But, yeah, I got a couple things over there I've got to get ready and set up for her so she can start planting once she is able to walk a little bit more. She went and did the same thing. She had knee surgery just a couple of weeks ago. She's walking, but walking slowly. Give me just a second, folks. All right, sinuses are going to be a tad bit off for just a bit because, yeah, that was a hard cleaning, so my nose is going to be off. Oh man, they're already starting to get soft. So, anyways, couple things. Did find out that plant is an officially 100% yellow ghost. That's the yellow ghost pepper. That's what it looks like. I got 2 of them off that plant, 2 of the big ones. Does not look like there's a lot of seeds in this, but then again, could be deceptive just because of the way the skin looks. And then the one jalapeno that I broke off when I was doing the video, that I snapped off, popped the end off, that thing came off clean. Look, that's a nice little, a decent sized jalapeno. I mean, a little over 3 fingers. Yeah, a little over 3 fingers. Good size. So, it's got a good smell to it too. And speaking of which, your comment, Grace, about the stretch marks on peppers. I know I said what I said, but now thinking about that, I'm not entirely sure what I said was 100% accurate. Okay, yep, I was right. So yes, stress lines, also called corking or striations on peppers, generally indicate that the pepper is likely to be hotter. So yes, I'm glad I put out a bit of information that I was correct on. I was pretty sure I had read that somewhere, but I could not remember where I read that or saw that. Oh, I know that thing popped off good, and I've got 3 or 4 more on there that are actually bigger than this. Like the one that had the striations, stress peppers, or corking, or stress lines on the corking. That pepper's like that long. That's a big pepper. Almost, I want to say, almost like the store bought ones, like the ones you get at the stores, those big jalapenos, like those ones. I've got about 4 or 5 of them on that plant, but there's like 8 or 10 peppers on that plant. My other plant, the peppers are already starting to turn, so I'm starting to get red ones now. So I need to go and chop off all of those so that plant will start producing again. But yeah, all of my pepper plants, I lost one only because it was in a spot that it wasn't getting any sunlight, and I flooded it, and it, again, because it wasn't getting any sunlight, pot itself wasn't drying out. So the plant just wilted. I have it outside right now to see if it may or may not recover because the main stem is still good. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. I really don't. It could recover. It could just bite the big one. I think that one was a Tabasco pepper anyway, but I have another one in there. Generally, yeah, that thing is going nuts. It's like 3 feet tall. Has 2 branches off of it, which originally had one, and then it just decided to send out a second one, unbeknownst to me, and it's the same size as the main branch. So I have a ton of those pepper plants going. So I've got 2 yellow ghost pepper plants. One is my original, one is a transplant, a secondary, which I think I grew from one of these. 2 jalapeno plants, which I've already taken some seed stock from last year and already planted those. I planted them on Thursday. I put about 30 or I'll put about 50 plus seeds in a container. My standard container that I grow my jalapenos in. So we'll see what happens on that one. We'll see how many pop up. I do got to make sure I pay attention to where they pop up and how they pop up. So I got all the good ones I got to leave in there. All the bad ones or ones that are too crowded, I got to pull those out because I only want about 5 plants in that planter. Any other circumstances, I would have more. Like if I was growing these in one of my silver containers, I would most likely, the way I would do it is I would just run a row of them in the back, like six of them, maybe more, and kind of have them like a row of peppers and then grow stuff in the front. But I don't know what I would want to. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I'm handling the outside. It's the inside that gets hot. I'm almost tempted to bite that jalapeno just to see how well it tastes. But I don't think that would sit right with me with what I have in my system. But yeah, I could do hedge walls of short hedges of pepper plants, and then run, like I said, smaller stuff in the front, shorter plants that aren't going to get blocked off by the sun or by the leaf, by the foliage. But I don't know what I would want to put right next to pepper plants. Like I suppose I could do radishes or something, but I don't know if that's going to be. I may or may not get like really, really hot radishes doing that shit. That may or may not be a stupid mistake. Let me Google that right quick. Ooh. Oh, so apparently you can do radishes and peppers in the same area. It's, according to this, it's a good companion plant for them. Fills in gaps in the garden bed, potentially attracting pests away from the pepper plants. Radishes also help keep the soil cool and moist, which can benefit pepper plants, especially in hotter climates. Okay, well now. Information I can use now for when I start getting my other stuff going. So now I got to find my Thai dragon chilies, my little ones. I got to find where I put the 4 or 5 plant seeds from that one or peppers for that one so I can get the seeds. I'll plant those ones and then I'll wait a bit and maybe plant some radishes behind them or in front of them. Ooh, so now I have a little bit of more information or stuff that I can go and work with this year. That's nice. I like learning new stuff. Mind you, I only come learn this stuff when I'm sitting here brain dead and trying to figure out stupid things to plant next to each other and Googling it because, all the like 9 garden books I have, Google's faster. But now I got to figure out where I want to try that experiment at. Oh, I have way too many planters. Oh, you know what? I wonder I can do that in the new planter bed that I made. I'm just waiting for the soil to settle a tad bit because I do got quite a bit of stuff in there. I did have the layer of mulch. I did have the hay on top of it, which once it gets wet, it'll settle. Then I put the compost on top of that. I did 2 bags of compost, essentially, is what I had to do to fill it. Then I did the 1 bag of the potting mix, topsoil, garden mix, or whatever. And then I think I did another compost. I don't remember. And then I did the potting mix, but I mixed all of that in there, so it's all mixed in. Although I do need to go through and mix it a tad bit more, just because when I did the potting mix, it was in clumps. So, yeah, that one was fun. But it is holding moisture. It is definitely retaining water. And shall do so for a while. Sinuses. So here's a question for you guys. For my covering, should I just do the red bark mulch that I have been, or should I cover that one in something different? Should I do hay covering? What have you? Because it's really funny. The bag on there, it says on the bag specifically, color will last a year. Ooh. But I've had some of that stuff already on my planter beds for almost 2 years. And they're still the same color. Now I gotta go blow my nose again. Sorry, folks. I'm having a weird night. And for those who may or may not be curious, I still have 1 loofah from like the other 1 year the year before last when I grew them. I still think there's like 1 or 2 seeds left. Yeah, there's 1 seed in here I can see. Way in the back corner. It is right here at the end of my fingernail. You see that like dark spot in there? That's a seed. Should see about getting that thing out. Ooh, it fell out. Oh no, another one fell out. Ooh, that's interesting. They look like, ooh, dead bugs. Oh no, that seed split in half. Let's see if I can't poke it out of there real quick. Kind of want that seed. I want to see how well it looks. Where are you at? Right there. Does not want to come out. I got a couple of them in there, actually. Trying to get it out, trying to get it out, trying to get it out and see what I'm doing is two different things. And I'm doing the most random stuff on a live stream tonight, just because why not? I think Colin fell asleep on me. Hasn't said anything in a while. So my guess is he took some meds and passed out. Yeah, I still got a couple of seeds in this thing. That's crazy. Oh, nope, that was gone too. So any seed that I have in here is pretty much toast. None of this stuff is Oop, here we go. Nope, that one's all dried out. Dried out. Yeah, these won't do anything. They're dried out and decayed. They've only been sitting down there for like a year and a half, 2 years almost. It's one of my original ones. I wanted to keep it just so I could be like, hey, look, I grew loofahs. For anybody that doesn't believe I grew them over here. Because you can't exactly buy those damn things at the store. They don't sell them. You can buy like the standard like block loofah sponge, which usually comes like a 2-inch by whatever diameter of the loofah is. Sometimes you can get the loofah soaps, which is basically sections of loofah that they pour the soap onto, and then they hard mold the soap around it. So you basically have a soapy scrub brush. Okay, I don't have any fibers in there, which is good. And somebody had asked me if you could eat those, and I was pretty sure you can't eat a loofah. I think they're kind of toxic. At least to humans. I know a lot of people, when they grow the bigger ones, they'll just throw it out there and let the dog take it once they get all the seeds out. And then the dog basically just peels off the skins, and then they have the loofahs. Oh, I was once again wrong on that one. So yes, you can eat young loofah gourds. Raw or cooked, similar to zucchini or cucumbers. Yeah, once they get bigger, so yeah. So once you get to a certain size, you can't touch it. So I guess when they're like in a small stage like this, you can eat them. Once they get too much growth on them, they're useless. See, now I don't even know who's in here anymore because the only ones I see talking are me, Grace, and Cecilia. Sorry, my brain just shut off. Sorry, ladies. I'm tired today. And I know what my time frame says, but at this point, Colin hasn't said anything about me putting a link up, so I'm pretty much just not going to. I think I'm just going to sit here and talk randomly. Grace is giving me a smiley face. Jet. Funny. I got another one somewhere. I just don't know where, because I had 2 of them left. I was keeping them for various reasons. So I have another loofah down here somewhere. Or no, actually I don't, because I cleaned up under here. I guess I got rid of all the loofah sections that I had. I mailed a whole bunch to my sister, and I just gave some away to family. But I will be trying to go... Again, I will be growing loofahs this year, or at least I will be attempting to grow loofahs this year. Yes, that's right. You did tell me. Was I going to send you the sponge or the seeds? I don't remember. Because I think I had you enveloped for the seeds. I'm getting good at growing a lot of random things here and there, especially odd ones that I've never tried to grow before. I did pretty good growing sweet potatoes. Regular potatoes still stump me, literally. I did hot peppers. Hot peppers still kind of elude me, but I'm getting better at it. Yeah, very stringy and fibrous. Essentially what the loofah sponge looks like when it's out of its skin. Let's see what else I grew. That was did tomatoes, but that was by accident. Sunflowers again by accident. Corn on purpose, but at the same time on accident. Sorry about that. Let's see what else did I grow on purpose. Garlic. Surprisingly, I've done very well with that. Beans have done me good. Beans have done me real good. Now that I know what I'm doing. First time I tried it, I did not get anywhere with them. They got to about a foot tall and then all my plants died. And again, I know what I'm doing now. Before I did not. So what else? Blackberries, raspberries, those all did well for me, even though I've never grown them before. Carrots. Carrots was actually a little difficult for me starting off, to be honest. First time I grew carrots, it took me almost 3 weeks to get them to germinate. And then I learned how to do them the right way. And they usually germinate within like 5 to 7 days. So I'm good with carrots, good with radishes. Radishes were always easy. Never had it. You basically just stick it in the ground and they just go. Joe's live when I'm over here doing mine, so I might pop over there in 20 minutes when I'm done, maybe. Who knows? I still got 5 people watching me. Sponge and seeds. Suppose I can. Which means I'll actually have to get a box for it. That's a good thing I get a bunch of free boxes at work. Or I might get one of those. Hey, Molly, how's it going? How you doing? I figured you guys would or would not show up just due to the fact that you're at the meetup today, so I know Jason did say that you guys may or may not pop in, just whether or not internet and whatnot was viable out there. But glad you popped in. Hope everything is well over there. I'm assuming you guys made it without any issues, even though it was only like 2.5 hours away. Let's see what else. What else have I got going? It's like talking about gardening. Oh, you guys just got back. I thought you were out there for the whole weekend, not just 2 days. Oh, just got back to the hotel. I thought you meant to the house. I was like, what? I know you guys are going to be there until like Monday. That one stumped me for a second. I was about to have a mini heart attack. Mini heart attack. Oh, God. What else do I want to grow to this year? I've got a ton of stuff, folks, that I want to grow. I still need to do my sunflower patch in my neighbor's yard. But I need like a solid 4 or 5 days of just straight working over there to get it ready. I got to rake out all the rocks, turn the soil, prep the soil, sift whatever I can if it's too bad, and then just plant. And then hit it with a rake and then a hose. Okay, yeah, Monday. That's what I thought. You guys were out there the whole week. Or, sorry, weekend. I'm also not looking forward to next Sunday. I don't want to deal with it. That'll give me a third day off, though, to go work in my yard. and try to avoid most of my family because I'm pretty sure all of them are going to be over here again. But anyways, I digress. That's neither here nor there. That is way over there, and I'm right here. Slightly, I was doing fine until a little while ago, and then I cleared out my sinuses, and now I'm having slight issues. So I've been doing fine the last 2-3 days. Haven't had any problems. I mean, I can breathe for the most part. But it's just something's bugging me. I don't know. Like I said, I can breathe. I've been breathing through my nose the whole time. God, I really gotta. I don't know if my back is messed up or it's my shoulder. No, it's just because of the way I have my hand positioned. I think this shoulder is lower than the other one. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna keep getting sidetracked, off track, and clams. But anywho's. Who's got what growing, where, and why, and how much? Oh, I just realized I now have a spot to grow peanuts. The most random statement of the day is I have a spot to grow peanuts. I think I know what I want to do with that 1x2x6 steel planter. I think I can grow peanuts in that. No, I just have too much dirt and dust where I live. If I lived in an area that didn't have as much dirt, dust, and just general sand everywhere, I probably wouldn't have any problems. Normally, I don't have an issue, but as of late, I've been having some other stuff. A lot of my big problem is this. I got a little 10-inch fan down here, and I think because of the way it's positioned, it's stirring up all the dust and dirt in here, and I'm breathing that in, and it's causing me problems. It's not an allergy thing. It's just breathing in too much dirt and dust. Ooh, Chevalier is a good plant. Those get freaking big. Also, how you doing, Pappy? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Man, we haven't had a Chevalier in the house. We had a Chevalier in like a 16-inch planter. That thing got like 5 feet in that planter. That thing got huge in that planter. I think we actually, when we sold the house in Denver and moved, I think we just gave it to the new homeowner. Because I don't think they moved with it. Elephant ear is nice, but you have to clean them. Because those leaves get so dirty and dusty. Oh man, I'd like to have a cold, wet spring. Or at least just the wet part. I'm already hitting like the 90s. Like it's been hot. It was 88 yesterday and it was 88 today. So it's been a tad bit warm and it's not even halfway through April yet. I am, by state record, today is my official last frost date. By actual weather standards, the 6th was my last frost date. It starts off slow and then it just goes faster than you expect, and then you're like, what do I do with all of this now? I'm getting to the point where I know in a couple of weeks everything that I plant is going to start springing to life, and I'm going to have way too much stuff and I'm going to be overwhelmed. But I think sometimes I like being overwhelmed because it gives me something to do, and challenges me mentally to figure out how I got to get everything done in a timely manner, or timely manner, so I can actually get stuff getting somewhere. I don't know. My English is not Englishing today. My brain is not braining. So for brain power today, error 404 cannot be found. Or we can go the fun route. Brain EXE has stopped working. Yeah. Worst part is I want to grow more peppers this year. Really want to grow more peppers. I don't know why. Because I feel like I'm starting to lose my heat tolerance. Because I was eating spicy nacho chips, and those were actually starting to feel spicy. Which is really sad. Who are you asking, Miss Molly? Are you asking myself or Pappy? Or Grace? Or Cecilia? I mean, technically, the only small plant I have are some of my chives and my onions. But my onions, I'm going to be increasing the amount I have for that. I have one little 6-inch planter that's, I don't know, I'd say 50-60% full. And harvested some of that about 2 weeks ago. Froze it. Harvested it, washed it, cut it. It's sitting in Ziploc bags in the freezer. Just yesterday, I cut off, another 6 inches off of that plant. And I still had like 4 inches on top, for like 4 inches. I kid you, it's a little tiny pot, like this big. And I can harvest off of that one pot every 4 days. And I will never run out of onion. And I want to get another one. Do the same thing. And I saved the seeds from the plant, so I have a bunch of seeds. So I'm just going to sprinkle the seeds that I have into another pot. And do the very same thing. I might even just do one of my square ones. Because that's what I had them in before. I used to have one of the rectangular ones. It's like a 1 by 6 by 6. God, I keep running into my desk over here. It's starting to piss me off. I think I need to get a new chair. This thing is dying on me. It's starting to irritate me. I can't sit in it comfortably anymore. It just bugs me. But yes. Yes and no. Yes. For the most part, yes. The one that I'm doing new this year is most likely going to be a hot pepper. Hopefully it'll actually take off this year. I've tried to do habaneros in the past, and I have not met with great success on that. So I'm going to try habaneros again. I'm going to do these. There goes my Sloppy Joe mix. Shit. I'm also going to try Sandia pepper. Somewhere in here I have, let's see, were these the tomatoes that Joe sent me? Oh yeah, I forgot I had these. I'm definitely not doing the tomatoes. I'm not a big tomato fan. I just happened to win a giveaway for Joe, and I forgot to say anything about it, so he just sent me tomatoes. And these are Baker Creek. Yeah, Baker Creek heirloom seeds, Chadwick cherry, and the carbon tomato. That's not one of them. I've got somewhere over here, I've got a packet of just straight up like pepper seeds for like hot peppers. It's supposed to be in like a yellow envelope. Got another one from Joe too, and this one was, I think this one was tomatoes as well. Yeah, so I got Joe's address. Oh yeah, I forgot about my GSG sticker. Oh man. I need to get those in there because my seeds are starting to do something weird. Starting to discolor the back of my packaging, so I got to get those ones. And then these ones here, this is what I want to get. This is just a hot pepper variety. So yeah, I think they're like green chilies or red chilies, green and red chilies. So it's 68 green, 88 red, days to maturity. I don't know. So that's one of them. I would not mind getting this Ford Hook Mammoth Basil going. And one of the ones that I was gonna try is it's my rabbit stickers. Oh, that's my rabbit patch. And my awesome ghost sticker. All right, can't do anything with that one. My sick sticker from Smoking Rabbit. I got somewhere in here. I got another envelope someplace. Where did I put it? Ooh, I don't know where it went. I got a small yellow envelope that has like 15 packs of hot pepper seeds. So I want to do more pepper seeds this year. I just don't know where to pack it with. Gonna be doing pumpkins. Gonna be doing, like I said, the sunflower patch. I forgot to put my sticker back. I'll stick it up here. There's a few other things I would like to get done, like to try. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes. Me personally, I'm just not a big fan of tomatoes. I don't like the taste. I don't like the texture. It's essentially like... Actually, I'm not even going to say what I think they taste like, because that's just gross. And I don't want to turn everybody off of my channel. Yes, I can have, gross for every once in a while, but there's a level of gross to which I find tomatoes at, and I'm just not going to describe it to anybody. I've got, let's see, so tomatoes, I've got my hardneck garlic, so aka my Canadian garlic, which I got from Mallory, aka her Eco Life. She gave me those things 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. 3 years? God, no, 4 years ago, I think now. I've got them, every one of them that I have planted, germinated. Every single one of them. Tell Jason he needs to go get some sleep. Jason, I'm ordering you to sleep. Sleep. You are getting sleepy. Ooh. Just kidding. But yeah. Now I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, so my Canadian garlic, so my hardneck garlic. I got those the 1 year. What I have left is from the 3 that I had the year. From I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember the cutting off the piggy tails short that I did that somehow did really well, despite the fact that I murdered my garlic. And then everyone's like, "Are you going to do anything with the garlic scapes?" After I had completely chopped them up like 10 minutes after that video and chucked them into the compost bin. Won't be doing that again. I can, now that I know, I knew before I could eat them and use them for stuff, but I had no need for them at the time because it was only like 4 garlic scapes. But this year, I'm going to have like 36, 40 of them, somewhere in there. I planted 12 in one, 12 in another, so there's 24 plus another 8. 32 of them. So close to around 40-ish. Sorry, 9 in another planter. So I have 12 in one, I think 13 or 15 in another, and then 12 or 9 in another planter. So I planted them in 3 different locations because I wanted to see where they're going to do the best. I also had some little planters that I needed to do something with, and I figured growing garlic in there would be absolutely perfect. So that's what I did. I threw them in there, and they're doing good. I was worried that I wasn't going to get a couple of them to germinate, but they broke the surface. I had noticed that the other day, so I was super, super happy. Super stoked. Like, extra, extra happy that they all germinated. I cast Sleepiest Weepiest. Whoosh. Oh, I gotta do the wand. I cast Nappiest Sleepiest. But yes, so like I said, I really think this is going to be an exceptionally good year for me, gardening wise. This will be essentially year 6, well, 5.5. Kind of started technically 2019, but I started really late in the season. So we'll say my official gardening start was in 2020. Or 2025, so the beginning of my 5th gardening year, and I am enjoying it. I've enjoyed meeting the people I've met through the gardening community, even a lot of them from the bushcraft community that tend to do side quests in gardening. I've enjoyed talking with them, learning things from them, teaching them things here and there, and just generally having a nice community of people to talk with, like-minded folks. Miss a few lives here and there. Unfortunately, timing is not always prevalent to what I can make it to. Ooh, Jason, we got an hour and a half of sleep today. Yes, Molly, I enjoy your company. You are an awesome, awesome person. You and Jason both. I think that's why we got along at the meetup so well. But then again, I also stumped everybody because everyone was like, that's not what I was expecting. Pappy, if you start your watermelon now, you might have a long enough season for it. But then again, watermelon will grow throughout wintertime too, if you just let it. Plant watermelon and pumpkin and watch the fun. You guys stayed up the whole night smoking that brisket. That was Yes We Can Barbecue that you were doing that with, right? I know you missed it earlier, Jason, but here's I don't know if you saw the video that I posted on Friday, but here's the jalapeno that actually broke off. I was showing it on the video, and the thing just snapped, just busted. I just lifted it to show it, and it cracked. Grace said she could hear the snap on the video, which is kind of neat. Just kind of weird the way this pepper grew. It's like a little claw. Like even the shape. It's like a fat little toenail. Oh, he couldn't make it. Oh, that sucks. I thought he was going to. That is unfortunate. That is definitely unfortunate. Not everybody could go. That's would have still been a 14-hour drive for me. Let's see. What else am I going to try to grow this year? Aside from hot peppers and a slew of... I do need to do tarragon. I have got to get tarragon going. Because I want the spicy rosemary. Because I want to see how well the tarragon is going to go for a seasoning. If I can do tarragon, rosemary, I got to do oregano again too. All of my oregano plants, I was so disappointed. They all just took a dirt nap one day. Like all of them. I had 3 sections of oregano and they just all died. Within like a 2-week span, they just straight kicked the bucket. So I need to get oregano going again. I need to get thyme going. I want to do the spicy rosemary or tarragon. And there's a few other ones I want to do as well. But I got to find time to get everything going. I can only do so much here and so much there. Again, time constraints usually make gardening a pain in the butt. Let's see what else. Oh, I do have luck on one of my acorns, aka oak trees. I think I have the other one in here. Yeah, because I've got one of these that I stuck a hole in, or I think I cut the top of it with my clippers, my shears. And I stuck 2 of these in a planter out in the garden, or I mean the shed, greenhouse. Sorry, my brains. I told you, EXE brain not found, or brain EXE stopped working. One of them germinated, so I have one that is sprouted, which I'm super happy for. It's only about 1 inch tall though. It's got like 4 leaves on it. I am waiting till it gets a little taller so I can transplant it to a tree planter pot so I can keep an eye on it and keep it going from there. If I can do this again, I'm going to start planting oak trees everywhere around the yard. Actually, not around the yard. I'm just going to wait till they're like a foot or 2 high, and I'm just going to start planting them around the neighborhood. I'll go plant one or 2 in my neighbor's yard. I'll go plant one across the street in my neighbor's yard. I'll even go back here and ask my neighbors, hey, you want some oak trees? Because I've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of these things. See whoever wants oak trees. Might even see if I can get a hold of whoever is running the open space community box over here, or the open space, and so you'd be like, hey, I've got stuff I'd like to plant over here. Are you guys willing to let me do it? I'll maintain it for a while, and we can go from there. Maybe I can somehow acquire that corner property. If I can acquire that corner property through communal services or whatnot, that'd be fucking awesome, because that's like 5 acres over there. So, got to get that going too. Somehow I got to figure that out. It's a lot of things I got to do. A lot of things I want to do. Don't necessarily have the time to do it. But I try. I definitely try. Oh, man, my eyes. I should not have messed with that loofah. I think that loofah's killing me. Loofah dust everywhere. I still got to see if I can't get my lemons to germinate too. I want to get into more lemon trees. You guys should see. It looks tiny in the greenhouse, or looks big in the greenhouse, only because of the condensed space that it's in. But I'd love to show you guys the actual citrus trees that I have, my citrus bushes that I have in there. Them freaking things are huge. Like, they're huge. This is year 3. This is actually the beginning of year 3 that I've had them. First 2 years, I have murdered them. This is the beginning of year 3. First year was growing year. Second year was a growing year, but I got a first harvest off of them last year, and this will be the next season after that. And they are doing absolutely fantastic. Like, they are doing 100% fantastic. Mexican lime's already got like 20 limes on it, but I got to take that one out and wash it. It is covered in scale. The Mayor lemons, a little bit on there, but not too bad. That one's actually, for the most part, managed to stay clean this winter, which is good. I just got to deal with the ants. I hate to do this, but I might have to saturate the dirt with poison. Or I'm just going to have to coat it with cinnamon or something. I got to get rid of them little black ants. They're the ones that killed my key lime plant, and I cannot find citrus. I have been checking every week when I leave on Tuesdays. Every freaking, I check Home Depot and Lowe's every day when I leave on Tuesdays to see if they get citrus in. Nothing so far. I think I'm going to have to go to a nursery and hope that I can find something, because I need key lime. I want 2 key lime plants. Just so I can get them going. The rest of the plants I'm fine with because I can clone my plants. All I got to do is get 1 fruit or 2 fruits off of them, and I've got seeds. I've got an unlimited supply of seeds. Like I said, I've got 4 seeds up here now because I planted one of them. Again, I forgot where I planted the other one, but I planted another one in a newer pot. So we'll see if that one takes off. But I wanted to do key limes. I wanted a key lime plant. And I would have had a really good one this year. And I'm still pissed that the ants killed it. Really pissed that the ants killed it. I probably could have saved it doing a certain method, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time, and I probably should have been thinking about it at the time. I think I could have saved that plant with a little bit of saran wrap. I think I could have. But hindsight is 20/20. So we all know how that happens. But again, at this point I feel like I have a fairly unlimited supply of seeds for most of the stuff I want to grow. I am not too worried about running out of stuff. I gotta wait another week to go plant more carrots. Because like I said, I'm going to do them in stages. Because I don't just want all of my carrots all at once. Same with my radishes. I think radishes I'm going to do probably the same scenario. I'm going to do them like every 2 weeks. This way, every 2 weeks I have radishes, or every week I have radishes. I don't know. I'm just going to do them in small sections here and there. Those ones I actually might do chaotic organized gardening in like 1 foot in a, what do you call them? The 1 foot by square foot planting or square foot gardening. I might do them that way. We'll see. I'm still not 100% as to how I'm going to do my garden this year. I did a layout for it 2 years ago, and I didn't even follow it. Wasn't even anywhere close. Now that I've got more beds and more planter space, every plan I had last year which officially went out the window. So this year I'm kind of going to fly by the seat of my pants. I will be paying more attention this year to labeling. So anything that I plant this year, I'm putting labels on, plant tags, whatever. This way I know exactly what I planted in the space that I planted it. This way I'm not sitting there when I'm doing a video being all retarded and starting my sentence off with, I forgot what I planted over here, but I know I planted something. I'll find out when it germinates, or when I see the first couple of leaves, I'll figure it out. None of that this year. I'm going to try my absolute best to stay focused, stay organized, and label. Label, label, label. Is going to try to be my model this year, or model. I'm going to try to remember my utmost. I'm going to do my damnedest to continue to remember that. Because over the last 2 years, anybody that's watched all my videos knows full well I am terrible at labeling things. I will tell you, I planted this in a planter, forget exactly what it was the next week, then tell you it was something entirely different. And then when it comes to the plant actually popping out, it was neither of those two that I had mentioned or that I had forementioned. So I am labeling things. I've got my plant tags outside. I've got plant tags in here. I've got my Sharpie over there. Everything that I've planted so far has a label on it, except for 2 places. That's my potato plant pot, one of my second or first new planters that I have in the other back corner of the yard by the street, with the made with reclaimed lumber, by the way. All of those beds that I'm making are going to be with reclaimed lumber and pallets that I've acquired from various stores around where I work. So, new planters always made with reclaimed material. So, one of them has potatoes in it, which I did the video on. I even have the picture of it on my phone for the short. So I know exactly what's in that bin. Don't have anything in the second one. Sorry, I had 4 containers right now that are not labeled. The potatoes, where I planted the jalapenos, where I put my eggplant, and technically the lemon plant that I have in the greenhouse in the 6-inch pot. But I haven't moved the planter around, so I know exactly which pot it's in. I just have to put a stick in there. So I should probably do that. I might do that after this live is over. Get to going and doing that. That way I know exactly what's in there. And then, yeah, I think other than that, I think those are the only 4 that I don't have labeled. Everything else, I know exactly what it is, where it's at, and when I put it in, because, again, when I plant something, I put the date on there. This way I know when I planted it. It's my way of keeping track of how long it's going to take before it either germinates or basically from germinate to cultivate. See how long I have. Because a lot of these are going to be, the longest one I have is carrots and technically potatoes, because those take a ridiculous amount of time. Peppers can vary, usually 60 to 80 days, but again, conditions can change those time frames. I've got lettuce going, technically, even though I didn't plant any lettuce this year. It just does it. Like I said, lettuce is a set and forget plant. You let one plant bolt, you never run out of lettuce the next year. And it always throws me off too, because those seeds will sit either in the dirt or under the dirt for months, not decomposing, not breaking down, not doing anything. The minute it warms up above like 60 degrees outside, they just start popping up. Pew, 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 pew. They just start popping up like crazy. So if you ever wanted to do an entire field of lettuce, plant 2-3 square feet of it, let it go. Wait till it bolts, and just smack the seed pods. Smack them, let the wind take them wherever. You'll have 4 times the amount next year. Guaranteed. Oh, that went down weird. No, I'm not doing a refill, because I'm not going to go too much longer. I started a little late, and I do apologize. That was my own. I was distracted with something. So I started a little later than usual. But, yeah. So, anybody got any questions, comments, concerns, things you'd like to know? Feel free to ask. I am more than happy to answer questions, give any sort of enlightenment that I can regarding any sort of plants. Again, by no means am I an expert on this. I have just had 5 years of really good luck of growing things. You're killing me, Jason. Technically, the moon is brown. Actually, the moon is technically gray. And the sun is not theoretically orange. It's yellow, but not yellow at the same time. It's basically gas is being expelled and compressed into whatever. So the sun's not really orange, but the moon is actually gray. That is where a majority of the atmospheric dust settled after they supposed meteor slammed into the production of Earth as it was being formed. I'm not by any means an astrologer, but I do know my history. Oh, you know what? While I'm at it, I gotta see if I can't get my my dragon, my Tapines to go this year. I think I'm just gonna get whatever seeds I have left. I think I'm just gonna get a pot. I'm gonna stick them in a pot, and then I'm just gonna go from there. But I'm gonna get them a big pot. See if I can get if I can get 2 or 3 of them to germinate, that'll be the end of it. That's all I'll need. Because I've got, like I said, I got plenty of spaces to put stuff. I just haven't. Crapola. I have 5 planters that I don't remember what I planted. Shit. Oh, no. I think I planted beans in that one. Yes, I planted beans. I have another one that I got to remember what I put in it. I have a weird black plastic planter, and I forgot what I put in there because I was like, I know I planted something. There's another planter I have missing. I have beans in that one. Well, Grace, I did say that I have like 4 or 5 planters that I don't have labels on yet. I was doing rush jobs out there yesterday before the sun went down after I got off of work. And I was bored. I just started randomly planting stuff. And I tried to remember all the labels that I had planted, but I missed one. That's one I have. I had to actually go into the back of the house to see if I had any tomato trellises. And that's what I stuck over there. So I have beans. I have beans in that one. I believe it was the black turtle bush bean. No, you know what? I'm wrong. I did label it. I actually did label that one. So never mind. I do remember putting the label in there yesterday. Because like I said, I did the black turtle bush beans. And that one, I think I planted about 12 of them in there. Give or take. So yep, I did label that one. The ha ha ha. No, I labeled it. Like maybe 2 minutes after I put them in there. Because I had to redo the entire top cover and the soil. But man, I was pulling that stuff up. I was finding worms in there like crazy. Oh, I got tons of beans. I got beans everywhere. I'm going to be doing a lot of my trellises this year are going to be beans. Next trellis I got to do is they're going to be the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I've already got, like I said, I've got the cow peas, which is these ones. I still think that I did actually fairly good for 1 year growing these, and I only had like 5 plants. I should be able to like quadruple this amount this year. I do have worms. I got worms everywhere in my yard. I transfer worms from container to container. Even though technically 10,000 years ago, worms were never even relevant to the decomposition of organic matter. It broke down on its own, but again, the oxygen levels were a lot higher, and it was a lot warmer climate. So that takes into effect on how things break down. But yeah, anywho's, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to. I think when the live is over, I'm gonna go run outside and see what I don't have labeled because I know what I put in there, and whatever I don't have labeled, I'll just make a label for it and stick it in there. So I still got a bunch of them fat. They're like it's like a skinny stem. It's like 6-8 inches, and then it's got like the fat tag on the top of it. Kind of looks like a upside down canoe paddle. I don't have any in here. I'll just have the stick ones. They're like 6-inch sticks. But yeah, I still got a whole bunch of those outside. I'll just label that with that. We'll run out there real quick. Like I said, I know what I got planted in most of them. Everything so far, everything that I'm planting, I'm putting a label on right away. Just so I have it. Because I do not want to play the guessing game next year. Like, I hate to say this, there are a ton of YouTube gardeners, I'm not going to name names, that have the same problem I do. They'll throw seeds in a starter tray and forget what they put in there until it sprouts. So I'm going to do my utmost, my damnedest and finest to try to avoid that problem this year. Because I do not want to deal with that. But now, at the same time, I have to figure out a new spot to grow my acorn squash. Because last year I grew it on a trellis. That same trellis this year is not going to have acorn squash on it. It is going to have the... Well, I already got the black turtle bush beans in one section. I can do Kentucky Wonder pole beans on another section. You know what? I might take that whole trellis on that side and turn that into acorn squash. But then I got to figure out where I got to grow zucchinis, because I want to do zucchinis again this year as well. I usually do fairly well on the zucchinis. So now I got to figure out where to put my zucchinis. Crap. When you've got too many planters. What if I can just stick them over there? But I don't want to put any holes in my cardboard. When you've only got like 4 inches of soil to grow stuff in, you can't do anything because you're waiting for it to settle. But you don't want to put any holes in the cardboard on the bottom. You just want to wait till it breaks down over time to keep the plants from trees to try to grow through it. Now I have to figure out where I'm going to do my zucchinis. I think I can do them in the planter in the back. I've got one more whiskey barrel that's in the back of the house, but I usually do my hot peppers in that one, just because that one gets the most amount of sun. Oh, man. I'm now really at a loss on that one. Where do I got to figure that one out? Yep. Good night, Cecilia. Be well, be safe. Thanks for joining us. I will be ending it here actually shortly because it's getting, like you said, it's getting that time. I'm getting tired, and I got to go label some more plants before I actually 100% forget what I stuck in there. So I guess this is a perfect time to end it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Jason, Molly, Grace, Colin, Blake, Dan, Drops, who else was in here? Pappy. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Do me a favor on the way out, hit that thumbs up and let YouTube know that you like watching my content. I will catch you guys later. And this is going to be Foxy Outdoors signing off. Be well.